Check, check, check. All right, let me see if this one is up and running. It says we are rolling. I got a different mic on the camera, so I'll get that switched over in a little bit. Welcome back. My name is Kevin. We're creating this virtual pottery studio. It's really nothing more than just opening up the doors to the world. So I think streaming, hot camera, hot mic, and just putting it all out there. Come join the process, and if you find ways that you can love, support, share, build with me, that's what I want to do. So uh, right now we have scheduled for this next stream. We're going to be. I need to photograph this last batch of cups. So we have the 4 pans of cups that we hit with the grinder, the lap grinder yesterday, and now I need to just clean up the inside and then put that final polish. So tables are safe and these things are smooth. And so we're gonna photograph those pans for documentation, find out which ones may need to be refired. I know there's a number of them that will need to run back through, and we'll get those marked, and then we're going to clean up the grinding station before we get started polishing the cups, because it is a mess. So for now, we're not going to try to talk through this. I tried to talk through some of the our past little tasks, and I don't think I'm there yet. So I don't know if my mind will let me yet to engage in a task and carry a conversation. But who knows? Maybe if something comes up, I'll figure out an easy way to switch over, and or we'll make this. We'll make the system. We'll make it. Whatever we want, we can make it. So if we have a need, let me know if you need something. If it doesn't sound right, maybe I need to clarify, or if I'm confusing. All of those things are very indicative of talking to Kevin. So feel free to let me know, put it in the chat, and we will add it to our to-do list for building. All right, Mike should be on. I need to cut the level down now. Check, check. Coming to this place of trusting your equipment, knowing that everything works is it's a good place to be. All right, let's see. 2 for the chat. Welcome in. Check intro for this stream's content. Questions and shares are I don't know how to say this. It'll be nice when I can find someone that knows how to be very eloquent with words, how to express using words. Question, please, about feel free to share questions. Um, check into, check intro. For this stream's content, feel free to share. And question. All right, so yes, even getting the vocals warmed up, I find that it could take time to strengthen vocal cords to get into the process of walking and talking. All right, so that's up. Let's go ahead and let's say pin message. All right, that worked. Create a poll. I've never created a poll. Hey, Sarah. That's my neighbor, Sarah. And if I had a poll, I would say, one thing, would background music be desirable in a channel setting such as this? How about that? Because I do have on our list, as you can see, as you can see here, upcoming, transition. All right, so these are the overlays that we're getting familiarizing ourselves with. Um, we built up this little schedule, and we did our morning monologue, and right now we're about to do our glaze results, clean up the grind station, and then to get these cups polished. So that's what we're working on this, this stream, and I'm going to try to work through that as quickly and efficiently as possible. But as you can see in the upcoming, oh, nope, never mind. That was on a, wait a minute, title, upcoming. Oh, right, it was in something else. So let me shut that back down. But anyways, I was looking for music. I was thinking about getting music in here, and we can work through that. Would background, make this easy. Would background music be desirable in a live streaming studio like this that we're building? If you have any recommendations, also, please share. It would be, nope, that's good. All right, would background music be desirable in a live stream studio? Yes or no? What's up, Andy? Coldplay, man, Coldplay. I will play some Coldplay. If I've got earbuds in, it's probably Coldplay or Lauren Daigle, or I don't know, man. I love music that just uplifts and kind of gives you that desire to fight, to push through, right? Fight for what's right. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what kind of music. I don't think I don't even know what music can be played. I know that play something on a video, you have copyrights that you have to pay for, and then to live stream, you have to pay for performance rights or maybe public rights, public use. And then also, if I were to play a song, like even if I were to play a Coldplay song, I would have to get a performance license. So there's a lot of licenses involved with getting music, using music, and these channels or these platforms. They know how to, find that stuff quickly. So I don't want to get any slap on the wrist. I don't mind, uh, pushing some rules in order to, to work forward. But uh, if I can pay an artist for their work, I do, and I love doing it. And but we're artists, and we all love music, and I can't play music with mud on my hands. All right, so our poll is: would background music be desirable in a live stream studio? How about a live stream studio? If you have any recommendations, also please share. Yes or no? How do you start a poll? Oh, it says your question is too long. How about uh, any recommendations? And I think that's all started right. All right, this is our first poll. We've never set a poll yet. So we have welcome in. Check the intro for this stream's content. Feel free to share and question. And then the poll is: would background music be desirable in a live studio, streaming studio? Any recommendations? So we won't talk more on that for now because I would love to get started. And let me see how I can get some of these things set up. Uh, not to not to lead anybody on, but I just want y'all to know that uh, I am okay with being boring. Uh, I think pottery and a lot of these processes, and it's one of the things I'm trying to, work against is these heavily edited videos of people doing amazing things over the course of like 6 months, right? Or however many months, like these really slow burns. And uh, and they're now tasked with the need to edit these things into 1 minute, high intense and entertaining snapshots. And I just say slow burn, right? Like we're here for the slow burn. We're opening our studio live, and I'm gonna just be working. It is not as exciting as YouTube and social media make it out to be. Wedging, sweeping, cleaning, moving, organizing, all of these things are just uh, they take time. So anyway, if you got music, put it on. I'm gonna try to use the camera here to set up like a little photo station where I can start documenting. Our goal is to get a second camera running. We're going to try to get another computer, a dedicated computer that can run two cameras streaming at one time. So I can have a context shot such as this, but then have another panel in the feed of like a detailed shot. And so we don't have that yet. So here I am, and I'm going to start building. I'll turn my mic off, and I'll be back. could I could get the camera close and maybe try to set it to where you could see the pan clearer. I still don't know if the 1080p quality is good enough. I started a lot of this experimentation trying to achieve 4K streams, but it ended up in me just treating it, using it as like one of those self-sabotage perfectionisms, where I just wasn't moving forward, over perfecting, over complicating. And so I came back to 1080p so that I knew it would work and started with that. Let's see if we can move this in. As I said, I have just got a 50-foot active cable for the video camera, so I can now walk the camera streaming to any place in the studio. Oh, Sarah, that's fun. Yeah, Metallica. I certainly know the song, and each. Oh, I didn't know that. That's funny. Do you know Metallica has whiskey that each barrel produced is aged with its own playlist? Wow. I am a fan of whiskey, and I grew up with Metallica. That was fun. Can't say it led me to a good place, but it did lead me to it got me through some hard. Let me just say, it didn't lead me to a good place, but it got me through some bad places. So, really excited for some of these effects. I've not gotten results like these. We're still looking for good lighting, like a good lighting setup. So right now we're just going with what we have. But look at that modeling. It's very crisp, right? Like a lot of glazes can be very soft, soft like this, where they're running and flowing and blending. But these here, I think maybe the temperature, or it could be whatever glaze that's as the base, depending on the firing point of that. You can get all these different, even just the quality of how the glazes interact. I can't look at that, and so you see the difference, how one just has a lot, it's like a creamier, little more runny, and then this one is kind of holding its own, and then just really offers some beautiful texture. And then I'm starting to see it in different places. But these are some faves. It's a real stable cut. The foot is nearly as wide as the girth. This here is really, to me, it just sings. Yeah, I love that each cup, I just give each cup the ability to say its own thing, to have its own voice. You'll hear me say it a million times, and maybe I've only said it 2 or 3 now, but each of these you the, I guess a good way to look at them is to find what you love in each one, rather than the one that you love the most. This one seems very, very quiet to me. And then let's see. Anyway, oh yeah, I think this will be one that I keep. I think this one is like, to me, I see this cup as very quiet, but then it has these little moments of just broken highlight where the glaze might pool into this notch and then come through, or like these little couple breaks in the glaze where there's crystals. Look at this one that just runs, overts, runs, but all around just really cool. All right, let me take, when I take photographs, when I document, I do a shot from the bottom. Let me get my camera pulled up. But this is, the first shot is just to give me the placement of each piece on the tray. You may not be able to see it from this angle, but there's 4 cups here, and then 8, 8, and then 7. And so the way the shelves work is I have a brick here and then here. So there's a tripod of bricks, and then the cups have to fit within that layout. And so I first photograph them together so that I can see where they are, because all these glazes, I know every glaze that's on this tray, if there was not a mistake, you know, loading the kiln or loading the tray. So I photograph the bottom, and then I photograph the top. So that'll give me placement and overall, and then I'll go back and individually photograph the elements that I want recorded of each piece. All right. I would imagine that if I am now streaming all of this live, I may not have to document with, turn that camera noise off. All right. One by one. Let's go with 12. I've got a little pool of glass in the bottom. Love that. I think my favorite picks of all of my pieces typically will be from pieces that have a visual um, like a subject matter to it. Like you can see something in it. What would that word be? I don't even know. Photographing iridescent effects, really difficult. I could double up. I could double up this event, and I need to go ahead and start sorting which ones may need to be refired, or at least to take a closer look. I'll flip them upright. I'm looking for any defects that are critical glaze defect. Let's look at that one closer. I've got some magnifying glasses. You might catch me wearing them in the studio. They look funny, but you can really get up close. I also, being that I am now, I think 44 or coming up on it, my eyes have totally denied. I don't say. Let me rephrase that. They have not totally uh, done anything. They just been getting lazy. A lot of times, if there are cups across the board that pose problems, a lot of times they'll have the same problem, and so you have to use the notes to go back and try to calculate which glaze and why there was a problem. For instance, this cup, you may be able to see this small little patch of bubbles. See if I can hit it on the right light. Anyways, there's a small little patch of bubbles, and those things, if they're too many or too frothy, then they'll need to be refired. And all of these cups here have it in a manner that I would say should be refired. So these will more than likely be refired. And then I look at this row and I go, well, it's the 5 that have the most of this creamy yellowish cream type of a glaze. And so so I'm going to look at that, and then maybe the other glaze, if any other glaze could have contributed. And that's how I build my base. I have a lot of glazes, and um, and uh, and testing them together is never. It's more about, I think they say it's more about alchemy than a science. So, but it's not about any single glaze, but it's about how glazes. Like, I think what I try to do is I try to find out how glazes operate in community. So yes, you can take one glaze and it can be a really pretty glaze by itself, but then there's a million other glazes out there that if you were to put it with, it would just not look very good. And so I typically will refer to it as the strength of a glaze. Um, for instance, the orange that's in these cups, it's not very vibrant in the camera, The strength of that glaze or that material is very high, so it's going to come through no matter what. All right, let me speed this up. Good, good, good. Good. Each cup will get examined many times. I still can accidentally send something out the door. But it's rare. Examining pieces in sunlight is probably one of the best ways to look at pottery. The color of light that comes from the sun is, if you know, full spectrum, and it has the highest, what is this, CRI? That's every form of light, right? Every wavelength. And when you look at pottery, if you take it outside and you look at it under the sun, you can see so much more. This looks like it'll have to be refired. There's just there's some small pieces on this rim. It's probably not that it's not mature. Like the glaze is certainly mature, but it could just be that that a combination of them, created that effect. But I don't think it's very appealing for the rim, the rim of a cup. Mm. See, and then there's one little spot. So then I see that little spot, and then I go, okay, well that means that something, something is, causing that effect. Not enough to maybe deem it unsafe, but I'll take another look at it later. Yeah, I really think I'm going to keep this cup. Keep it. I keep so many. The pieces that I have available on my website are pieces that in every firing I do, I keep my favorite few out of each firing. And so those are the ones that I offer up. I just because they're the ones that I like. Wow. Such a classic shape for a cup. Very simple, very classic. But the glaze is just really deep. Oh, don't drop it. I've got to learn how to do all of these things new, right? Like it's not just doing it, not just looking at it for me, but it's trying to look at it for you too. So again, we're just photographing these for the glazes. I document I document all the glazes and keep track. That helps me grow in my knowledge and understanding of all of these. Not okay. Next pan. Once we get these photographed, we'll be polishing the bottom. We cut the feet, the stilts off of them yesterday or the other day, and then we ground the bottoms flat using the lap, so you can see how flat that is, and then put a little polish, a little curve on the edge, just to start rounding it. And then after we get done documenting these, we're going to take them to the wheel and then polish them with diamond pads. If you have questions, feel free to leave them. I really like this one a lot. I've added this black to my palette and I'm really enjoying it. It's adding a lot of really dark depth It almost looks like slate. If I can get that, how close can I get it? Like it almost looks like a slate. Be sure to check out our morning monologue. Today was our first one, and we just jumped on and started kind of rambling about some ideas, just seeing what would just throwing it at the wall, seeing what would stick. All right, sounds up with these settings. I think I'm keeping this one too. I did photograph it. That one is mature, but maybe it'll get refired. All right, two down. Yeah, nope, I don't think I did the overall pictures. Oh, I think that's good enough. Mm. It's like I love this. I don't know what that is. Looks like a puff of smoke. Looks like it could be a letter, a character, just a form. But I don't think this belongs here. I'll be back. Maybe this cup broke and I replaced it with a different one. Clearly it's not on this tray. I say clearly as if you know what's going on. All right, let's photograph these. all these camera manufacturers, their artwork is producing a good image, but their definition of a good image may be different from yours or mine. And that can get really tricky because for me as a potter, to have a good image, I really need the color to be accurate. So you have to have a good sensor. And then if you don't have a good sensor, you have to program it to capture the way you want to capture. And so a lot of these camera manufacturers, they add their own little LUT package, and then you take a picture and then they go and they color grade it for you, and they change the color of your pottery. For instance, this orange right here that is coming off is like a dark, like a brownish orange. It's actually neon, almost like a neon orange, but this camera, as good as it is, kills the orange. And the orange and yellow tone is typically what gets lost because most people are worried more about skin tone than pottery. Oh, that one's really something else. Oh, I remember this one. How juicy that is. Those flecks of orange. The bold squirm. The bold squiggle. And we'll call it bold squat. All right, 3 pans down, 1 pan left to go. Do it. I could say that my art is the art of organization. I think a lot of manufacturers would probably share in that. People that build processes and systems, you got to be very organized. Mm-mm. Careful. Now is the worst time to break a piece. Well, not now, but soon. It's quickly approaching. Mm. I think my camera's done focusing for me. You have I have to document so that I know what is what. I was really impressed by, I mean, I think we're always impressed by the Olympics, by Olympians, but but this Olympics in particular, uh, I mean, I know that in every one there's maybe a lot of falls and you know, people messing up, maybe just due to the the nerves of it, you know, the nerves that are required. Um, but this, but this one in particular, I don't know, a lot of people seem to be falling and, uh, you know, kind of dropping their moment, you know, messing up their moment. And they're saying that it's just this headspace, you know, trying to get into the right headspace. And I really just am weighted by that concept, because, yeah, like it's not just about being the best in the world, it's about being the best or performing the best under pressure. You know, it's not about being the fastest runner, it's about being the fastest runner under pressure. And I think that a lot of these athletes, you know, they're at the top of the world, and then they are coming out and they're being elevated and pushed so high, you know, based on, you know, a couple of previous runs, and then next thing you know, the athletes are just crumbling under this kind of pressure. I really feel for them. Because here I've been throwing clay for a quarter of a century, nearly a quarter of a century. And man, if you were to put, you know, like this stream, like if 100 people showed up to my stream to watch me throw pottery, like, man, I'm not getting anywhere. Like I am not prepared for that. And so it's not just being good at something, but it's being socially good or open. Wow, look at this piece. I really like this cup. Very orish with the symmetrical folds. I do a lot of folds, and you know, if it comes out symmetrical, great. Oh, look, that's a six-pointed. It's a six-pointed star. Wow, unintended beauty. I did just photograph that one. All right, last cup. What a subtle beauty it is. All right, I think I'm done. Uh, I am done photographing the cups. I think that I want to break though. Let me see what time it is. Throw with the flow. Everybody throw with the flow. Oh, I forgot where these came from. Uh, glaze, glaze drips, glass drips, melting things. Liquids drip. How's that? And these glazes were once solids, and then they turned into liquids, and then they dripped. And these came off of the cups that we just photographed. And when I find them really symmetrical and really intriguing and strong enough to actually get popped up off the shelf, because this is molten glass, so it actually fuses to to the surface. And so the kiln wash, I used to not use kiln wash, but then I'd started using kiln wash, and then that gave me the ability to save a lot more of these. But I think that, like that one, look how cool that looks. And I have a you know, this came off of a cup, so there's a cup in there that this bead came from, and it's got all the colors of that cup. And so I thought it would be really cool. I save them and I keep them with the cup because I think it'd be cool to have like a ring, like just like a little charm ring or a charm for a bracelet, necklace, you know, something. But just to put it in a setting that could be used. And that's why I keep these. And like all of my other ideas, they just get written in a notebook. But I'm tired of writing my ideas in a notebook. I'm tired of storing them away. Um, I'm here because I want to grow a community and a team of people that are focused on creating beautiful things, sharing beautiful things, beautiful ideas, and and in whatever format they need to be shared in to get it out, to get it outside of us, because that's where ideas can thrive. Uh, you know, if you want to grow a plant, you got to give it sun and water and food. If you want to grow an idea, same thing. Get it out, share it. Um, if you hide it, then it cannot grow. So I don't know how I'll get to these, but this is an idea, and I've got a whole lot of these, and maybe the right person will come along that wants to build these. All right, let's see where we are at. Our audio's still up. Our current viewers is now down to 1. It looks like we had our highest number of viewers not too far back, but it is now died down, which is very normal. I'm not expecting these little process videos to be the most engaging at the moment. Right now, we're just focused on being here, being present. That way, if you need me, if you need to look at something, check something out, purchase something, you can let me know, and we'll just field that as we can. Let's end it here, and I'll be back. I'm gonna go find some food. Thank you all so much for coming by. Andy, Sarah, my buddy Andy, my neighbor Sarah. I am Kevin with Throw with the Flow. Fun stuff. All right, take care. I'll be back.